I live in Denver, Colorado, and 3 years ago I met the woman I thought I would spend my life with. Her name was Jessica. She was a marketing manager, 32 years old, smart, beautiful, everything I wanted. We got engaged 6 months ago. The wedding was set for September, just 3 months away. Everything felt perfect until she went on a girls' trip to Cabo, San Lucas for 4 days. I thought it was good for her to relax before the wedding stress kicked in. But when she came back, something in her eyes had changed. Little did I know that trip would destroy everything I thought we had. Before I dive into what happened next, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment and let me know. If you have ever felt like someone you loved suddenly became a stranger, hit that like button. And subscribe, because this story takes turns you will not see coming. Trust me, you will want to hear how this ends. Jessica and I met 3 years ago at a company happy hour. We both worked for the same tech company in Denver, just different departments. I am a software engineer. She was in marketing. The moment we started talking that night, I knew there was something special. We talked for hours about hiking trails in Colorado, our favorite breweries, our dreams for the future. By the end of the night, I had asked her out. We went on our first date the following week. Those 3 years together were incredible. We went camping in Rocky Mountain National Park every summer. We cooked dinner together every Sunday, trying new recipes and laughing when they turned out terrible. We adopted a dog together, a golden retriever we named Cooper. He became our baby, our practice run for the family we talked about starting someday. 6 months before all of this happened, I proposed. I took her to Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs, the place where we had our first hike together. I got down on one knee with the red rocks behind me and asked her to be my wife. She cried happy tears and said yes before I could even finish my speech. It was the best day of my life. We dove into wedding planning immediately. We booked a barn venue up in the mountains, the kind of place with string lights and mountain views. Jessica found her dream dress, a simple but elegant gown that made her look like an angel when she tried it on. We sent out save the dates. Everything was falling into place. The wedding was going to be in September, and we were both counting down the days. 3 weeks before this story really begins, Jessica told me her best friends from college wanted to throw her a bachelorette trip. 4 days in Cabo, San Lucas, at an all-inclusive resort. Just the girls' one last hurrah before she became a wife. I thought it was a great idea. She had been working so hard planning the wedding while managing a demanding job. She deserved a break. I drove her to Denver International Airport and kissed her goodbye. She wrapped her arms around my neck and said, "I love you. I will miss you every second. I cannot wait to come back and marry you." I watched her walk through security, her carry-on bouncing behind her, and I felt lucky. Lucky to have someone who loved me that much. While she was gone, the first day went great. She texted constantly. Photos of the pool, the sunset drinks with the girls. One message said, "Wish you were here." I sent back hearts and told her to have fun. The second day, the texts slowed down. Just a few photos, brief responses. Beach day, so relaxing. I figured she was busy enjoying herself. The third day worried me a little. She sent one text in the morning that just said, "Good morning," and one at night that said, "Night, babe." Nothing in between. The fourth day, her last day there, I got one single text. "Having fun. Miss you. See you tomorrow." I told myself I was overthinking it. She was with her friends. She was allowed to disconnect from her phone, but something felt off. By the time I went to pick her up from the airport the next day, I had convinced myself everything was fine. I cleaned our apartment until it was spotless. I bought tulips, her favorite flowers. I made lasagna, the dish she always requested for special occasions. I opened a bottle of wine to let it breathe. I wanted her homecoming to be perfect. When I saw her walk out of baggage claim, my heart jumped. She looked beautiful, tanned and glowing from the Mexican Sunday, but when our eyes met, she did not smile the way she usually did. She did not run into my arms like I expected. She walked up slowly, gave me a light hug and said, "Hey, thanks for picking me up." Her voice was flat. There was no excitement, no warmth. I handed her the flowers. She took them and said, "Oh, these are nice." That was it. On the drive home, I tried to get her to open up. "So how was Cabo? You guys have fun?" She stared out the window and said, "Yeah, it was good. Just good. Come on, tell me everything." "What did you do?" She still would not look at me. "You know the usual. Beach pool drinks dancing." I kept trying. "Any crazy stories? Did Sarah do something embarrassing?" Sarah was one of her best friends, always the life of the party. Jessica just shook her head. "Not really. Just a chill trip." The rest of the drive was silent. Except for the radio I turned on to fill the awkward space between us. When we got home, Jessica saw the clean apartment, the flowers in a vase, the smell of lasagna baking in the oven. She gave me a small smile, but it did not reach her eyes. "Oh, you did not have to do all this." I told her I wanted to. That I missed her. That I thought we could have a nice dinner and catch up. Maybe reconnect, she said. "That is sweet. I am pretty tired, though." We sat down to eat. And the silence was unbearable. I told her about my week, about a project at work that was giving me trouble. She just nodded, barely touching her food. "Are you feeling okay? You seem off." She said it was just jet lag and too much Sunday. After dinner, she said she wanted to shower and go to bed early. Long day. I was disappointed. I had imagined her coming home, us holding each other, making up for lost time. But I understood. Or I tried to. "Okay, get some rest," I said. She went to the bedroom and I cleaned up the kitchen alone. The next few days were torture. Jessica was distant in a way I had never experienced. She spent hours on her phone, texting and smiling at the screen. When I asked who she was talking to, she would quickly lock her phone and say, "Just the girls. The group chat. They are being silly." But something about the way she said it made me think she was lying. The second day after she got back, I tried to initiate intimacy. We had always had a healthy physical relationship, but she turned me away. "I am still tired. Maybe tomorrow." Tomorrow never came. The third day, I suggested we go out to a new Italian restaurant she had been wanting to try. "Can we just stay in? I am not really in the mood to go out." We stayed in and watched television. But she was on her phone the entire time, barely watching the screen. By the fourth and fifth days, a pattern had formed. Jessica was physically there but emotionally gone. She avoided eye contact. She slept, turned away from me. She stopped asking about wedding, planning something she had been obsessed with before the trip. Now she did not mention it at all. Every time I brought up the wedding, she changed the subject. I started noticing red flags everywhere. She was secretive with her phone in a way she never had been before. She would take it with her to the bathroom. She would angle the screen away from me when she typed. One night I woke up at 2 in the morning and saw the glow of her phone. She was awake, texting someone, smiling. When she noticed I was awake, she put the phone down quickly and said, "Could not sleep, just scrolling." My anxiety grew every day. Something happened in Cabo. I was certain. But what? Did she meet someone? Did something happen between her and her friends? The not knowing was eating me alive, but I was afraid to ask because I was terrified of the answer. A week after she came back, I could not take it anymore. It was a Sunday evening. We were sitting in the apartment, and she was on her phone again. I said, "Jessica, we need to talk." She looked up, her expression wary. "About what? About you." "About us. You have been different since Cabo." "What happened?" She got defensive immediately. "Nothing happened." "Why do you keep asking?" "Because my fiancé left for a trip happy and excited and came back like a stranger." "You barely talk to me. You will not touch me. You are glued to your phone." "Something is wrong." She sighed and put her phone down. "Clarence, I am just tired. Work has been crazy." I felt anger rising in my chest. "Do not lie to me. I know you. This is not work stress. Did something happen on the trip? Her face changed. I saw guilt flash across her features. We can talk about it. But not right now. Why not right now? What are you waiting for? She said she needed time to figure out how to explain it. Can we talk this weekend? Saturday. I was frustrated but agreed. Fine. Saturday. But Jessica, you are scaring me, she said softly. I am scared too. Monday through Friday of that week were the longest 5 days of my life. I could barely concentrate at work. I made errors in my code that I normally would never make. My manager asked if everything was okay at home. I lied and said I was fine. At night, I barely slept. Every possible scenario ran through my head. She had an affair. She had a terminal illness. She did not want to marry me anymore. She was pregnant with someone else's baby. Each thought was worse than the last. Jessica was still distant that week, but slightly nicer. On Wednesday, she cooked dinner for the first time since coming back. It was a small gesture, but it gave me hope. Maybe whatever she needed to tell me was not as bad as I imagined, but she still would not explain anything, and the waiting was killing me. I texted my best friend Marcus. Something is wrong with Jessica. She wants to talk Saturday. I am freaking out. He wrote back. Whatever it is, you will handle it. You are strong. But I did not feel strong. I felt like I was falling apart. Friday night I could barely eat the dinner Jessica made. She asked if I was okay and I almost laughed. Am I okay? You tell me. Tomorrow, you are going to drop some bomb, and I am supposed to just wait. She apologized. I know this is hard, but I promise we will talk tomorrow. Saturday morning arrived. The tension in the apartment was thick enough to cut with a knife. Jessica made breakfast, but we ate in silence. Cooper sensed something was wrong and kept whining, pacing between us. In the afternoon, Jessica said, "Can we sit down?" In the living room, my heart was pounding so hard I thought it might break through my ribs. We sat on the couch far apart, not close like we usually were. Her hands were shaking. "Clarence, I need to tell you something. And I need you to listen without interrupting." I nodded, my mouth completely dry. In Cabo, something happened. I met someone. The world tilted. You met someone? What does that mean? I met a guy. His name is Diego. He is a bartender at the resort. My chest felt tight. You cheated on me, she said quickly. No, well, not at first. Let me explain. Not at first. What does that even mean? She told me the first night they went to the resort bar. Diego was working. He was friendly, charming, made great drinks. They talked while he worked. Okay, so you talked to a bartender. That is not cheating. She continued. The second night I went back to the bar. Alone. The girls were tired. Went to bed early. Diego and I talked for hours about life, dreams, travel. My stomach was dropping. Go on. He made me feel. I do not know how to describe it. Free. Spontaneous. Like I could be anyone, do anything, and I make you feel trapped. No, that is not what I meant. You make me feel safe. Secure. But Diego made me feel alive. I was getting angry now. So, you felt alive with a stranger and dead with me. Got it. What happened next? Tears were forming in her eyes. The third night he took me dancing. To a local club, not the resort. It was amazing. We danced, laughed. Did you kiss him? She paused, then said yes. I kissed him. Or he kissed me. I do not remember who started it. I felt like someone had punched me in the gut. You kissed another man. 3 months before our wedding. She was crying now. I am sorry. I know it was wrong. But I felt this connection. Is that all? Just a kiss. She went silent, looking down at her hands. Jessica, is that all? She whispered so quietly I almost could not hear her. The fourth night, the last night, he invited me to his place. Tell me, You did not go. She was still whispering. I went. We. We slept together. The silence that followed was deafening. I could not breathe. The room was spinning. But I came home, she said. I came back to you. I did not stay with him. And I am telling you the truth now. That has to count for something. My voice came out cold and hard. You want credit for cheating on me but not running away with the guy. It was not like that. It was just one night. A moment of weakness. A moment. You talked to him 3 nights in a row. You went dancing. You went to his place. Those were choices. Multiple choices to betray me. I know, you are right. I messed up. But I still love you. I still want to marry you. I sat back down feeling numb. Then why are you telling me this? If you want to marry me, why confess? She took a deep breath. Because I think we should consider an open relationship. I stared at her. What did you just say? Diego lives in Cabo. We have been texting. He wants to see me again. And I think maybe we do not have to end things. With him or with us. I could not believe what I was hearing. You want me to marry you while you date another man. It is not dating. It is exploring. We are young. Lots of couples do this now. It does not mean I love you less. I sat in complete silence for 2 full minutes. Jessica waited nervously, watching my face for any reaction. Finally, she said, "Say something. Please." I stood up, and my voice came out eerily calm. "Get out." "What, Clarence, let's talk about this. Let us figure it out." I walked to the bedroom, grabbed a large duffel bag from the closet, and threw it at her feet. "Get out of my apartment." She looked shocked. "You are not serious. You are just upset. Let us calm down and discuss this rationally." I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Rationally? You want rational. Okay. Rationally, you cheated on your fiancée. Rationally, you want to keep cheating. Rationally, you expect me to fund a wedding while you sleep with other people. There is nothing to discuss. Pack your things and leave. But I love you. This is just a phase. I will get over Diego. You are the one I want to marry. No. You love what I provide. Stability. Security. A nice apartment. A guy with a good job. You want me to be your safety net while you go have adventures. That is not love. That is using someone. Jessica changed tactics. She got angry. You are being ridiculous. Possessive, close-minded. I am being clear about my boundaries. I want a partner who is faithful. If that is possessive, fine. Lots of people have open relationships. It is normal now. You are living in the past. Then go find one of those people. I am not that person. I will never be that person. She tried guilt next. After 3 years together, you are just going to throw it all away over one mistake. You threw it away. You slept with someone else. You want to keep sleeping with someone else. I am just refusing to be disrespected. She tried bargaining. Okay. Forget the open relationship. I will never talk to Diego again. I will block him. I will block him. We can go to couples therapy. You only want to stop because I said no. If I said yes, you would be booking flights to Mexico right now. That is not regret. That is damage control. She was desperate now. Please. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. You are supposed to forgive people you love. Forgiveness does not mean staying together. I can forgive you and still choose myself. And right now, I choose me. She finally realized I was dead serious. Where am I supposed to go? Call one of the girls you went to Cabo with. Call Sarah. Call your parents. I do not care. But you cannot stay here. That night, Jessica called Sarah, who came to pick her up. Sarah shot me a dirty look on her way out, like I was the villain in this story. I did not care. The next week, I gave Jessica 7 days to collect her belongings. The apartment lease was only in my name. She had moved in 2 years ago. But legally, this was my place. Monday, she came with Sarah to pack clothes and toiletries. She tried to talk to me. I stayed in the bedroom with the door closed, not responding. Tuesday, she sent a long text apologizing. I am so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Can we please talk? I replied, no, you have until Sunday to get your stuff. After that, I am donating whatever is left. Wednesday, her mother called me trying to mediate. She made a mistake. She is young. Can you find it in your heart to forgive her? I was polite but firm. Mrs. Anderson, I respect you. But Jessica did not make a mistake. She made multiple choices to betray me. I deserve better. Thursday, Jessica sent a long email explaining how Diego meant nothing, how therapy could fix everything, how much she loved me. I deleted it without finishing. Friday, Marcus came over to help me pack Jessica's remaining items into boxes. You did the right thing, man. Then why does it hurt so much? Because you loved her. But loving someone who does not respect you is worse than being alone. Saturday, Jessica arrived with a borrowed moving truck. She took the furniture she had bought, her books, her decorations. The apartment looked empty and sad. One last time she tried. Clarence, please. I cannot lose you. I handed her the spare key. You already did. Sunday morning, I called a locksmith and changed all the locks. Monday, I started the painful process of canceling the wedding. The venue, the caterer, the photographer. Most vendors were understanding. Some kept their deposits. In total, I was out about $5,000. It hurt, but it was better than going through with a marriage that would have been built on lies. Telling my family and friends was harder than I expected. The hardest call was to my mom. She cried not because she loved Jessica, but because her son was hurting. Come home for dinner tonight. You should not be alone. I went and she made my favorite meal, and I felt like a kid again, safe in my childhood home. At work, I faced an uncomfortable reality. Jessica and I worked for the same company. Different departments, but same building. I talked to human resources, explained the situation without going into details, and requested a transfer to a different floor. They accommodated my request within 2 weeks. I was grateful. The engagement ring sat in my drawer mocking me. I took it to the jeweler, who offered to buy it back for half of what I paid. I took the deal. It was better than keeping it as a reminder. I changed my relationship status on social media to single. I unfriended Jessica. I blocked her on every platform. Fresh start. The first month after the breakup was brutal. Every day felt like walking through thick mud. The apartment was too quiet. Cooper kept looking for Jessica, whining at the door. I would sit with him and say, "She is not coming back, buddy." He would put his head in my lap, like he understood. Marcus was my lifeline during those weeks. He came over most nights, making sure I ate real meals instead of just cereal and takeout. We played video games, watched Nuggets games on television, talked about anything except Jessica. He never once said, "I told you so," even though he had never completely trusted her. I started seeing a therapist who specialized in betrayal trauma. My first session, I cried for 40 straight minutes. The therapist handed me tissues and said, "What you are feeling is normal. You are planning a life with someone who betrayed that trust. That takes time to process." Over the following weeks, therapy helped me understand that Jessica's choices were not a reflection of my worth. They were a reflection of her character. I needed a physical outlet for all the pain I was carrying. I joined a gym and started running every morning before work. 6 miles became my meditation. The physical exhaustion helped quiet my mind. The endorphins helped balance the constant sadness. Running hurt, but it was a pain I could control. Unlike the heartbreak, there were tough moments that ambushed me, seeing couples holding hands downtown, wedding commercials on television, old photos that would pop up in my phone memories. I spent an entire Saturday afternoon going through my phone deleting every photo of Jessica. Every single one. It felt like erasing history, but I needed to move forward. 2 months after the breakup, something unexpected happened. Jessica texted me from a new number. I had blocked her old one. The message said, "I know you do not want to hear from me, but I need you to know Diego ghosted me. After I told him I left you, he stopped responding. You were right. I am so sorry. Can we try again?" I read the message and waited for some emotion to hit me. Anger. Satisfaction. Something. But I felt nothing except relief that I was not with her anymore. I responded one final time. "I hope you learned from this. But I am not your backup plan. Do not contact me again." Then I blocked the new number. She tried reaching out through mutual friends over the next few weeks. I told them all the same thing. "I appreciate you caring, but this is over. Please respect that." 6 months after everything fell apart, I started to feel like myself again. The perspective shift happened gradually, then all at once. One morning I woke up and thought I escaped a disaster. Imagine if she had asked for an open relationship after we were married, after we had bought a house together, after we had kids. The bullet I dodged was enormous. I signed up for a cooking class at a culinary school downtown. I had always wanted to learn more than just basic meals. The class met every Tuesday night for 8 weeks. I met interesting people there. We laughed over burned sauces and undercooked chicken. For the first time in months, I was genuinely enjoying myself without thinking about Jessica every 5 minutes. I also joined a weekend hiking group through a social app. Colorado's mountains had always been my happy place, and I wanted to reclaim that joy. The group was full of friendly people who knew nothing about my situation. They just knew me as Clarence, the guy who loved 14ers, and always brought extra trail mix to share. I made new friends. Real friends, who saw me as I was rebuilding myself. At work, my extra focus paid off. I got promoted to senior software engineer, which came with a significant raise. The promotion meant I could afford to move to a better apartment, leaving behind the memories attached to the old place. I found a one-bedroom with mountain views and big windows that let in lots of light. Cooper loved the new place immediately. So did I. Through therapy, I discovered something important about myself. I had been so focused on making Jessica happy that I forgot about my own happiness. I had twisted myself into knots trying to be the perfect partner, never realizing that you cannot love someone into being faithful. Faithfulness is a choice they make on their own. Their character, not your actions, determines that choice. 1 year after Jessica came back from Cabo and destroyed our future, I was in a completely different place. I had moved to the new apartment. Cooper and I went hiking every weekend, just the two of us finding peace in the mountains. I had new hobbies, new friends, a better job. I had myself back. Through the hiking group, I met someone named Amy. She was an elementary school teacher with kind eyes and a genuine laugh that made me smile every time I heard it. We started talking after a particularly challenging hike up Quandary Peak. She had brought homemade cookies for the group, and when she offered me one, I said, "Are you trying to bribe your way into being everyone's favorite hiker?" She laughed and said, "Is it working?" We went for coffee the next week. Then dinner. Then another hike, just the two of us. We took things slow. There was no pressure. No rush. Our conversations were easy. Natural. She talked about her students. I talked about coding projects. We discovered we both loved old movies and trivia nights at bars. She did not know about Jessica yet. When the time was right, I would tell her. But for now, I was just enjoying getting to know someone who seemed to value honesty and loyalty as much as I did. One random Thursday afternoon, I ran into Jessica at a coffee shop downtown. She was with some guy I did not recognize. They were sitting in the corner, and she looked unhappy. Our eyes met across the shop. She looked like she wanted to say something, maybe come over. I gave her a polite nod and kept walking to the counter to order. No anger, no pain. Just relief that I had chosen to walk away when I did. Looking back now, I see how that conversation on my couch changed my life for the better. Here is what I learned through all of this pain. I learned that love without respect is worthless. Jessica may have loved the idea of me, the stability I offered, the life we were building, but she did not respect me enough to stay faithful or honest. And without respect, love is just empty words, people say. I learned to trust my instincts. When Jessica came back from Cabo acting strange, I knew something was wrong. Cabo. Acting strange, I knew something was wrong. I should have confronted her sooner instead of letting my anxiety eat at me for days. When something feels off, it usually is. Your gut knows before your brain catches up. I learned that choosing yourself is not selfish. Staying with someone who betrayed you is actually betraying yourself. I deserved better than being someone's backup plan, someone's safe option while they explored other possibilities. Walking away was the most self-respecting thing I could have done. I learned that the right person will not make you feel like you are not enough. They will not need to explore other options or keep their choices open. They will know you are exactly what they want, and they will act like it every single day. Jessica made me feel like I was not exciting enough, not spontaneous enough, not whatever enough. That was her issue, not mine. I learned that getting my heart broken 3 months before the wedding was actually a blessing. It was painful. It was expensive. It was embarrassing to call everyone and cancel. But it was infinitely better than getting divorced 3 years into a marriage when we had a mortgage, maybe kids, an entire entangled life to unravel. The timing, as horrible as it felt, was actually perfect. Sometimes, the worst thing that happens to you is actually the best thing. Getting kicked in the gut by someone you were about to marry saved me from a lifetime of wondering when the next betrayal would come. It saved me from years of paranoia, checking phones, questioning every girl's night out. It saved me from becoming someone I did not want to be. And here is the thing about walking away from someone who does not value you. You are not losing anything. You are gaining yourself back. You are reclaiming your dignity, your self-respect, your future. You are opening up space for someone who will cherish what you offer, instead of taking it for granted. Jessica wanted to have her cake and eat it too. She wanted security and adventure, stability and spontaneity, me and Diego. She wanted the safety net of our relationship while she went off exploring other possibilities. But life does not work that way. You make choices, and you live with the consequences of those choices. She chose Diego for 4 days in Cabo. She chose betrayal over honesty. She chose her desires over our commitment. And when I finally had enough information to make my own choice, I chose myself. I chose my self-respect. I chose a future where I was not someone's second option. And honestly, I think I got the better deal. So let me ask you, have you ever had to walk away from someone you loved because they did not value you the way you deserved? Drop a comment below and share your story. I read every single one, and your words might help someone else going through the same thing. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel because I share more stories about real life, real struggles, and real growth. And share this video with someone who needs to hear that choosing themselves is not selfish, it is necessary. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it reminded you that you deserve someone who chooses you every single day, not just when it is convenient. Take care of yourselves out there, and remember that sometimes the person who walks away is actually the one who wins.